There's always a couple.
I hadn't sprayed it.
Okay, school board, we are live. Phone lines are open and running, and you are good to go.
Okay, welcome. Good evening. Could I have a motion to open the meeting? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Please rise to the pledge of allegiance. Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So I'm going to turn the meeting over to our auditor for the presentation of our external audit. Jeff, you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
We can.
All right. Thank you. So for anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Jeff Jones, and I'm a manager with the EFPR Group, the district's external auditors. I'm here to go over the results of the district's June 30th, 2021 audit. Now, the financial statements and auditors' reports were reviewed to the board and management previously to the meeting. We are happy to say that we are going to be issuing an unmodified opinion on all reports, including the basic financial statements, your extra classroom activity funds, as well as the district's compliance on your major federal award audit or your single audit. Now, unmodified opinion is the best opinion that we are allowed to give, so it's all great to hear. We did know that there was no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies that we noted in the district's internal controls. We did know one instance of non-compliance, and that was with the district's general fund, unassigned fund balance, exceeding that 4% limit that New York State set. Now, would like to say that management was a pleasure to work with. Everything that we had asked for was provided very quickly. All records were in great shape. At the district-wide level, the expenses exceeded revenue by about $2 million. Now, within this, your total revenue did increase about $2.3 million from the prior year, due mainly to some increases in tuition, property tax increases, as well as some COVID-19 related grants. Also, your expenses decreased about $1.5 million from the prior year. Now, that was mainly due to some changes in your pension or ERS, TRS contributions, as well as those OPEB actuarial assumptions. When we then took a look at the district's governmental funds, the general fund experienced a positive change in fund balance, about $4.3 million. The revenue increased about $2.6 million from the prior year. That was mainly due to those same reasons for the tuition increases, tax increases, as well as those COVID-19 grants. The governmental funds expenditures increased about $1.2 million from the prior year. That was mainly due to salaries, related benefits, as well as the pension contributions. Now, if we take a look at the actual governmental funds fund balance, we looked mainly at the general fund, where your non-spendable fund balance did not change from the prior year. Restricted fund balance ended up increasing about $4.1 million. Your assigned fund balance remained relatively consistent by only changing $17,000. And the unassigned fund balance actually increased the remaining amount of about $182,000. Now, we did have a few notes on the fund balance where that $4.1 million in increase in restricted fund balance was just due to the district funding the reserves, all of which we took a look at and are allowed under the general municipal law. Now, that unassigned fund balance with the increase of $182,000 did bring the district up to that non-compliance item that we did know of 4.75%, something that's really consistent is happening all across the industry. But overall, the report is clean, unmodified opinions, and the district appears to be in relatively good health. It was a brief overview. Now, does anyone have any questions I can help with that?
Yeah, thank you, Keith and Dee, and the finance department very much. And
Yes.
you for
We appreciate the report, and we appreciate the fact that we have a good.
well, and I think
the
it's
district finances are in good hands.
yeah, it's also good to mention why we have the fund balance where it is. We're in COVID times.
Yeah.
And I think many and you can probably chime in better than I can, many districts did exceed that point because it's relative to the times we're in. And instead of being inconsistent in your budget and doing this, we're trying to just stay ahead of where we're unsure we need to be. We don't know. So we'll go back to normal when things go back to normal. I think
No, absolutely. I mean, a lot of it, New York State last year had withheld a portion of your state aid coming in. So I was unsure what was going to happen with that, as well as you really don't know all costs that are going to be coming in with COVID-19, especially. Like you said, in these unsure times, you don't know what's going to be happening. And, I did mention how tuition had gone up because some people had, moved out into the district or into neighboring districts that kind of were sent to East Hampton, but you don't know how long that's going to stay. You don't know if people are going to go back. There's just a lot of question marks and uncertainties at this time. So it's better to play it safe, and you're not alone in that. That is a very, very consistent thing that we're seeing right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're good? Are you all set? All right,
Yep,
thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank
All right,
you.
no problem at all. Yep, have a great night.
You too.
Thank you. Bye now.
Anybody from the board want to discuss anything or add to, or I think we covered most of what we need to, but good time to, it's something we knew we were doing. It's not like it's unexpected. And we discussed it as a board and agreed to it as a board because it's,
Going over the 4%?
yeah, it's
we
important.
discussed it
Right now,
publicly.
it needs to be where it
Right,
is.
right.
Okay, news of the schools.
Miss Cunith, the birthday girl, is gonna give
Happy
her birthday
birthday.
party.
Happy birthday.
What better way to spend your birthday?
Yeah, really, happy birthday.
Thank you. It was a great day, really. Lots of meetings. No, I really had a wonderful day, and nothing sweeter than your student body wishing you a happy birthday.
Very nice.
I thought I'd share tomorrow's picture day, October 6th. So we're excited to have our students' pictures taken. Clubs are beginning for 4th and 5th grade. Our garden club is starting again this year, and our art club. So I know our 4th and 5th graders especially are excited to have clubs back in their lives this year. The PTA is running our virtual pumpkin carving test. So entries can be submitted up until October 27th, and all submissions will earn a prize for participating in the virtual carving contest. And I also just want to say that we had open house last week, and the community was so grateful as they were walking in and walking out to being able to be in the building. And, we're working hard on our building, and I would like to give a special thank you to Chris Gregory, who's been working bit by bit at replacing all of the lighting in the building. And it truly makes a difference when you walk into John Marshall, how bright the main lobby space is in front of the gymnasium. This past weekend, he was working in the pre-K wing. So a special thank you, to Chris and, all of our facilities team that are really working hard. But the building is bright and beautiful, and it showed. It showed
Good.
when the community came in last week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Soriano.
Evening, everyone. We started our clubs, as I said last time, yesterday, with a lot of pent-up demand. The cooking club, which we limited to 16, had 40 students sign up this year.
Wow.
So what we decided to do, I talked to Mrs. Rowland, and we're going to accommodate almost all of the kids by having an A group and a B group. And then those that are at the end of the list, next semester, they'll have the chance to participate in that same A and B group. But I think through attrition, because usually there's a lot of excitement in the beginning, their first organizational meeting was today, and there were about 30 kids there. So of the 40 who signed up, 30 actually showed up. And if that's the case, and it stays at that, we'll be able to just do the A and B all year. But we'll monitor that and see
Great.
how it goes. I guess it's no surprise that there's so much interest.
Yeah.
And I think it will be the same. I'll give reports moving forward. But I'm guessing that things like board games will be very popular, and we want to see that. Also, new this year, we're approaching the independent reading novel choice a little more programmatically. So I have to credit Rita Green, our English language arts coordinator, and also Stephanie Morigliano, who's our library and media services person, our librarian, with this. That, as you know, we commandeered the library for a second cafeteria, but that doesn't mean we're getting rid of library services. So Rita, the English language arts teachers, and Stephanie have put the library on carts, and they're going grade level specific to rooms and helping kids to pick independent reading that they would do on their own for pleasure, but we'll do that every few weeks. The kids will get a new book. And the teachers will talk about it, but again, it's not meant to be something that's assessed. They're doing it on their own, and then every few weeks they'll get a new novel. But that's a way that library services can continue despite the fact that the room is now gone. So those are our two big things over the last couple of years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Smith, and I think Ms. Patterson might come up too.
So lots going on at the high school. Two things, a few feathers in our cap here. We had 3 students win National Merit Letters of Commendation based on their outstanding performance on the PSAT last year.
Wow.
One you met last week, that's Annika Petroselli, and Emily Diner and Michael Moray. So distinguished honor for those 3. We also have very exciting, we had East Hampton High School graduate, Tom Van Scoik, has a film in the Hampton Film Festival. His short film entitled The Glass will be in the Views from Long Island section in the film festival on Sunday. So former student of Mr. Quitco, so if you wanted me to share that with you. So we have a lot going on, a lot of upcoming events. We have our E&L parent orientation this Thursday, and Mrs. Patterson will talk a little bit about that.
Hello everyone, just wanted to share that we'll have our E&L parent orientation this Thursday at the high school at 5:30 p.m. and it's for all of the E&L students in the district, all the students learning English as a new language. And we're going to go over program availabilities for the students, share resources.
And upcoming in October on the 12th, we have our parent conferences from 4 to 6, as well as on the 13th from 1 to 3. As I mentioned last time, that dovetails with our PSAT day on the 13th, where our students will take the PSAT in the morning. Those who are in 10th and 11th grade, our seniors will have their senior breakfast and senior photo. Our 9th graders will have the guest speaker, Rohan Murphy. And then it's a half day for all students to allow for conferences in the afternoon. Our biggest news is the week of October 12th through 17th, we have homecoming, and we have a number of events going on. We have our spirit days throughout the week. We have our pep rally on Friday, October 15th. And our students will have an abbreviated schedule. So even though we're still battling COVID, we're able to do the pep rally outside on the turf. We have our dance also outside the evening of Friday night from 7 to 9:30. We're doing that on the tennis courts and trying to be very mindful of noise and sound after 9 o'clock. We have our festival on Saturday here on the front fields. We have over 20 vendors who will be coming with including food trucks and such. So we're thrilled about that. On Saturday night, we have our bonfire complete with fire truck parade with our athletes and our football game Saturday night, including a halftime show from our marching band. And for those who are still standing, on Sunday, we have a color run hosted by the class of 2025 here on school grounds at 10 a.m. So lots coming up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe?
Like what Sarah mentioned, also we have the Hall of Fame breakfast at 8:30. And the wall unveiling about 9:30, 10 o'clock after the ceremony. We also had some good news today from Section 11, Conference 4 approved placement for geography. So 1 down, 3 to go.
Great.
Great. That's great news.
We're going to be forming a committee of 2 athletic directors for each conference. I've been asked by the executive director to chair the committee, so I'm excited about that. We'll have that at least moving forward to people who need to hear it. So hopefully the geography placement is something that's taking ground, and it seems to be doing.
So Joe, section group 4, section 11 is going to consider a geographic split.
So what has to happen is I made the presentation to the section, and then it has to go to conferences. Each conference gets to vote if they want to move forward with it. So conference 4 went today, and they agreed to move forward with it. And they elected 2 ADs for conference 4.
Study it or do it?
Well, at this point, it's going to be, we're all going to review it. All the chairs are going to get together when this is set, and then we're going to give some examples of how it works. And hopefully at the end, the council will vote to adopt it. It's got to go through the conferences first, John. Okay? So I can put presentations forward. Then it goes to the athletic council, which includes superintendents and the decision makers.
So if everything goes well, next fall,
That's the plan. The plan is to have it in place next fall
awesome.
for
Great.
geographical scheduling for sports that have 5 classifications and do their placement by enrollment.
Right.
So that's baseball, softball, basketball,
Right.
volleyball, boys soccer, track. Those are the sports we're talking about. Those are
Great.
Great.
All right, so that's a good thing for us. And Friday's the conference 3 meeting. So we'll go from there.
Thank you,
We've got a
Joe.
couple weeks left before we all know who's in the playoffs, and we have a couple teams vying for that.
Great.
Great.
Thank you, Joe. I know it's a lot of work on the, on changing the way that works. It's been a long time, and thanks for your effort.
If we get a JP, it's gonna be great for you.
Yes.
Agreed.
Mhm.
Agreed. Finally, I think people are seeing it. I hope. Too far ahead of ourselves, but
Yeah, right. Really excited to roll it out.
yeah. Anybody else? Are we good? All right. So, public comment. Matt, anybody for public comment on agenda items?
You have 0 callers. Thank you.
Thank you. The consent agenda. Can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Superintendent report recommendation. Recommend that the board approve the following amended resolution. Resolve that Joseph Malakia Malika is, upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, appointed to a secondary English teacher teaching position, who holds a valid New York State certification in aforesaid tenure area for a probationary term to commence September 1st, 2021, and to expire as of August 31st, 2025, at the annual salary of $74,734. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
He's on board now?
Yeah, it's an amendment.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 2, recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolve that the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District, pursuant to Rule 14 of the Suffolk County Civil Service Commission, is upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, does hereby appoint Jocelyn Busan to a position of office assistant, Spanish speaking, commencing October 5th, 2021, as per the current Suffolk County Civil Service Department of Civil Service eligibility list, with a permit transition to office assistant Spanish speaking for a probationary period of 26 weeks, effective November 12th, 2021, and is to be paid at the annual salary of $39,081. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion. Second.
Second. Any discussion?
Replacement.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 3, recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolved that the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District, pursuant to Rule 14 of the Suffolk County Civil Service Commission, upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, does hereby appoint John Carey, the position of network systems technician, for a probationary period of 12 weeks, effective October,
Sixth.
is it 5th?
Six.
6th, okay, 2021, and is to be paid at the annual salary based upon $60,714. Can I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second,
Second.
discussion? This is a replacement as well,
Replacement,
right?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Let's see, number 4, recommends the board approve the curriculum writing project appointment of Virginia Hessler in the subject of mathematics at the professional hourly rate of $75.35 for 36 hours of complete curriculum writing for the 2021-22 school year. Have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Right, it would have been on earlier. We just didn't get it to. It was approved last spring, actually, by out of the assistant superintendent's office.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 5, recommend the board accept a letter of resignation for the purposes of retirement from Virginia Hessler, secondary math teacher, effective close of business day, October 5th, 2021. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Wish her
wish
well.
well.
Virginia.
Yes,
Thank
thank you for
you.
your service. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 6, recommend the board, one second, just getting ahead of myself there. Number 6, recommended the board accept a letter of resignation for the purpose of retirement from Deidre Herzog, District Treasurer, effective close of business day on January 30th, 2022. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Second, discussion?
Oh, boy.
Wow.
We object.
Oh, boy.
You sure?
Oh, my
All
God.
right, Deidre.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
everything.
you.
Thank
Be a
you.
hard spot to fill.
Dee, how many years have you been here?
29.
Okay, well,
God bless you.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And congratulations at the same time.
Yes.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Now, what would happen if we did oppose it? I'm not sure. I always wonder about that. Number 6, recommend the board,
7.
7, I'm sorry. Talking too much. Recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolve that the board approve the following appointments to teach an additional section of math instruction effective October 6th, 2021 through November 23rd, 2021, with a prorated compensation as followed. And it begins with Catherine Helvan for $20,806.40 and Teresa Crakar, $29,881.60. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Covering the classes from Ms. Hessler's retirement.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 8, recommend the board approve the following appointments for the 2021-22 school year. Begins with a GED substitute, Michael Bequicchio, at the hourly professional rate of $75.35 per hour. And it will end with substitute teacher, Arthur Goldman, at a certified instructional rate of pay.
Good, good, good.
Yeah, that's great. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Thank you. There's some volunteers in there as well, and we'd like to take the time to thank them. Nancy McGurk is a volunteer. Am I missing anyone? I just know it's Nancy. But thank you, Nancy, for doing that because it's to service the community. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 9, recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolve that the board approve the appointment of Jessica Neal at the elementary school student activities treasurer at the annual stipend of $1,651. I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Replacement.
Okay, I think I forgot the rest part, but all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 10, recommended that the board appoint Jonathan Mowski and Nicholas Finazzo as middle school technology facilitators for the 2021-22 school year and compensation for such services at the annual stipend of $2,000, prorated effective October 6th, 2021. Have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
They were unfilled and they stepped up and took the jobs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. So the superintendent report. Am I missing something here? I don't think I have the next page for that.
Old business.
Old business? Oh, here we
Have
go.
any old business?
So we got old business. Anything under old business?
Well, the parade was terrific.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. The band was fantastic. It was great to see those kids come around the corner. I was at the Main Town intersection there. That was
Yeah.
really nice to see. It's nice to see people just in general.
It was a fun weekend.
I just want to say that I'm older than you can.
And you look great on top of that lifeguard stand, John. I saw you from a mile away.
That was my granddaughter. But the high school looked good too.
They really did a great job. They certainly did.
And Adam's prejudiced, I know.
Yeah, so Joe. Terrific job.
No, it was really good. It was really good. Well attended on top of that. All right, new business. So,
So if you want to, maybe we just could start, just going through the affordable housing form.
Sure.
Just want to
Yep.
inform the community. There have been people who, guest speakers from the community we've invited to discuss. Again, the board is focused on, and, administration focused on solutions. We know there's a problem. We are currently working, the board is working with administration on the format. We're hoping we get some good ideas and move forward from those ideas.
yeah, so we're hoping to get some questions out to the people that we'll be asking
Yes.
questions to prior to the meeting. We really want this to be productive.
Right.
We want it to be as non-political as possible, and I'll just say as possible, because next November is really close. So there's that. But we're really gonna ask that people do not bring politics. We don't, I don't want to do
More
that.
brainstorming ideas.
Yes, we know there's a
Ideas.
problem. It's
Right.
not perfect. It's an imperfect situation, and it'll probably be an imperfect solution, but we need to do what we need to do, and want to get right down to business really is what we want to do. So how we can fix it together, not
Right.
grandstand.
And there are school districts across the country that have
Done
done
some
this,
things.
have
yeah.
done something,
Yeah.
right?
And
It's important
we
to
are
talk
the
about.
biggest employer in the town of East Hampton.
Yes.
And I would imagine the town, which has the same problems we do, is probably the second biggest.
Yeah.
And the other schools, we're hoping
Online.
that, we know that they probably have the same problems we do.
Yes,
We
yes.
need to have our staff live in the South Fork.
Yes.
Uh,
Be great if it was the district, but it would be okay if it's, I think, I don't know, listen, I don't commute, so I'm lucky. But, if it's less than an hour, probably it helps, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, it depends on your situation and what you can do. But I think everybody needs to know, and I think employees and the public need to know all options are on the table. We want to talk about everything. It's not about just housing. Housing is one piece of that puzzle, but it could be a stipend, it could be childcare, it could be anything. And without speaking out of turn, I think that all those options have to be weighed, and maybe it'll be a combination of all. And I'm hoping we can come up with some sort of a decent solution. The commuter train is running again. Maybe that's a piece of it. Pick people up along. I don't know.
Right.
But what we're doing now is not enough. So we have to figure it out.
Right.
Absolutely.
Dee?
I hope you don't mind, but I sent the flyer to Habitat for Humanity of Suffolk and also the Long Island Housing Partnership.
Great.
Great.
Absolutely. Listen,
They
absolutely.
may have.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Excellent. So the next topic is athletic indoor tournaments. And I know the board has discussed indoor activities for outside groups, and we've kind of said no right now. And we will revisit in November. But we do host some sporting events here, and they are indoor events. And we actually have to make some decisions on them. So I asked Joe, maybe Joe could come up and.
Sure, we have
Because they need their lead time for planning,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's gonna
I
force
have
us
to
to.
decide, we have to decide if we're gonna allow it, but we have a spring garden coming up December 4th,
Mhm.
which is 6 teams, up with between 800 and 1,000 people that come to our gym. There's 3 mats down, it's a great event.
Yeah.
We didn't do it last year because of COVID restrictions, but we're planning to do it this year with your approval to allow us to host that tournament. The next one is the Kendall Madison basketball tournament. That's a 2-day tournament. Still a little bit more plans the week after, so it's back week December 12th. We put in all the stuff, so that's where I'm at. Asking if we could.
Joe, do you know what are other districts doing any of this stuff? Do you know where others fall right now?
There have been no restrictions on wrestling or any tournaments. It's full go. There's no restrictions on athletics and section or state.
Okay. So they're going to.
There's no restrictions, but are other people hosting 1,000 people inside their buildings?
There are others having tournaments, yeah.
Can we, this is just a thought, can we restrict,
Yeah. Make it smaller?
not have 1,000, maybe have, I don't know,
We
500
We
be.
can, as a district, restrict spectators if you want, and just let the kids wrestle. Do something like that.
Yeah, I think we have to modify, just my personal opinion, you gotta modify it somehow. I mean, I don't wanna say
Yeah,
no.
1,000 people.
I
Right.
don't wanna say
A
no.
super spreader of
Yeah,
inside.
yeah.
Vaccine.
What are your thoughts, Alan?
I mean, from the standpoint of getting back to normal, getting the kids involved and, seeing the normalcy that's kind of taken place, I'm torn on that one hand. On the other hand, I don't want to do anything that's going to necessarily impact our ability to attend school, because having the kids in here is really the most important thing. The question is, I wonder if Joe, is there a deadline? Like, can you come up with like solutions? Like maybe it's only family members, or you get 2 guests per wrestler, or so I could go watch my kid wrestle. And I know the wrestlers are masked now. That's what I'm understanding it to be going forward. So do you have a drop dead deadline for this? Like, you come up with things and solutions, kind of talk to us about?
First week of November is when I have to have it finalized.
Okay.
The thing with wrestling is those count for points, so if we don't do it, those kids have to wrestle someplace else to get their points.
Points, okay. So they're gonna go wrestle and be exposed, is what you're saying?
Right.
How many of the 800 to 1,000 people are actually the students wrestling?
Well,
Is it
you
100
have 6
kids?
Teams with about 20 kids, on a team, right? Maybe 25, 30. And then the
Okay.
rest are spectators that come in and out throughout the day.
I mean,
So less than, say there's 150 students.
Yeah.
And you allow each
Coaching
of them to
staff.
have one person or two, then you're at,
well, maybe
400.
one, or how about, can we require vaccination, proof of vaccination to come
I
in?
think,
To the parents.
Brian, you talked about that. I think I asked you that about winter sports. Can we as a
Right.
district require vaccination?
At the board's discretion, they
Okay.
can apply a rule that any visitor to school property would have to be vaccinated.
Okay,
That is
that's something we can talk about.
Or
too.
show a negative test?
Sure,
Is
right,
that- yeah.
right, yeah,
Okay.
okay. You know, that might be something we want to do. I don't know.
Would it be
But I'll
okay
leave it
if
to
I just
everybody.
do a quick survey with the section?
Yes.
Posting or restricted to two spectators
Right.
for just the.
That would cut it in half right there, right?
Not for games, not for the
Right.
games. but
Right.
just For big tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you don't get that many people at the games. You have two teams, so.
yeah, I mean, if you can get it to 400 people
You'd
as
be a-
opposed to 800
yeah.
to 1,000.
The wrestling tournament
400
presents
people
the bigger
controlled, right,
problem than
Than a regular match.
a couple of teams playing basketball.
Right.
right. Kendall Madison is much smaller generally, isn't it?
It depends, it depends.
Depends on what
I think
schools are playing.
It depends what, how things are going, but we can certainly at those
But
points, it's a great idea. to
But if we did two and then require that maybe they're vaccinated, I mean, they have to wear masks, right? Everybody has to wear a mask.
Everything.
So maybe we-
And show
Or
proof,
test,
show
or
proof
test.
of a negative
Yeah.
test.
I'm not opposed, I'm not opposed to that, but yeah.
Right,
Right.
another issue.
Yeah, I'm happy for us to pay for the staff if we can get them to do that. I don't have a problem with that because I want the event to happen. I just want it to be a little smaller and I want it to be safe. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, I got a question for Joe. Joe, I've been involved with spring. If we say the board okays doing it, how many teams do you think will come?
We have 6 right now, Joe.
6.
6 teams, so if I right there restrict,
And it's been more than that normally.
it's been 8 sometimes.
Right, but we will only have 6.
Yeah.
So even if we say
So we've already
yes,
restricted it.
the fact that we have 6
Right.
is helpful.
Okay. Listen, I want to have it. I mean, I do.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think the two spectators is probably a great way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can control that because I get the word out early.
Yeah.
Right.
And
And whatever staff you need, then we'll make sure we have it. That's perfect.
Right.
Thank you, Joe. All right, so Matt, do we have anything for anybody for public comment again?
0 calls, JP. Thank you.
Okay, so can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.